I just increased the number. So let's bring 2. And let's get back to our dwarves, because we've got our peasants. We've got that dude selected, the bottom one. And I want him to be a better brewer. Just cause. And this guy should be a better grower. And there we go. Now there's one thing I still want to bring with me. I just jumped over to this menu, which is basically a bunch of animals you can bring with you as well, which all serve a purpose. It's quite funny that way. But what you basically want to bring is some dogs, and you might want to bring 4 of them, since dogs can breed, which will create puppies. And puppies and dogs will basically hunt rodents, and it will keep your food stores clean and your entire settlement really. And you can also just mark the puppies or dogs for slaughter, which will basically give you meat and leather, which you can then use to create more stuff. And you can basically train dogs as well. As you can see, you can get a hunting dog and a war dog, which you can use for hunting animals in the map, or a war dog to basically attack while your settlement is getting attacked. We also want some cats for the exact reason. So I've got some points left, I see. I don't really know what to do with that. Let's just screw it. Let's get some more dogs. That's good enough. So let's quickly. I'll just press capital F to name the fortress. You Razor Knighted. No, that's not a bad name. Let's just randomize. Random name. Castle Messiah. Awesome. I'll take it. I'll press F9 to be done. You can basically, you can select everything you might want in a giant list. I'll just quickly scroll through it. This is just from the front compound for the castle name. There's a lot of stuff you can actually, I think that's basically shows enough. There's a lot you can pick from if you actually want to. So, I'm gonna press F9. I kind of like Castle Messiah. That's not a bad name for a fortress. You can also do the same for your group of dwarves. The feral flag. The name is not really important. It's just, give it a feeling of being your own. So let's actually press E for embark and finally actually get into the game. Yeah, it's weird, I know. It's only taken me 24 minutes to get started. So let's see now. It's basically you've arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidden wilderness beyond your harsh trek. You basically ended up where you selected. So strike the earth. Let's do that. Now what you're seeing here is the basic overscreen, or the basic view. This is basically the local area map. This is a list of commands, and this would actually be the up close view. As you can see, those are basically the dogs. That's a cat, that's another dog, and those would be some dwarfs. And I think those are cows. I'm pressing K. If you look over here in the look around for K, I can again, I'm the cross there, so I can basically see what's around on the floor. It's a stray dog, and that's another stray dog, and that's my carpenter and my planter, who are basically on that square. And that thing is a muskox. So I guess there were some oxes around in this part of the map. So basically, what you came on is a wagon that you use to travel, and what we basically got here is our starting area. I'm going to press Tab. It's basically move this menu or map. I'm going to press that twice to basically get a better view of the area. So that's going to be very helpful. I can now just use the num keys to look around. I can basically examine what's going on here. Over here, this red tile, that is a colony of ants, which can steal stuff. So you kind of don't want to put anything down there. Also, this, I mean, this is all pretty much forest area. There's a bunch of trees, some alder, some feather tree. There's a lot of different, and some shrubs, which you can basically pluck berries from, and there's a whole bunch of stuff here. And there's some sandy clay around. That's fine as well. I think those Those boulders are basically the other chalk, as I just saw. And basically how to read this local area. So you can basically see that that is water. I'm not quite sure why there's water in that little cave, but there is. It's a murky pool. And murky pools generally aren't very healthy, so you kind of don't want to use that as a water source. But that's not really important right now. The water management serves itself. The dwarves will just get water from somewhere if they're thirsty, so not really that important. So what you're basically seeing is here is the area I'm viewing. It's basically the forest, and what you can see over here is basically the edge of a mountain. These little triangles, they're pointing upwards, which means there's a ramp up towards the next level. I'm going to press shift and the dot on my key, which basically is the wrong button. There's basically a bunch of layers around. You can basically see this is the upside of the same ramp over here. And you can kind of see that there's still a forest below here. You can see all the green dots and some red dots from the clay, and some white dots from the chalk boulders that were below. And that's basically the same water that we saw below. This is actually the normal level it's on. But we cannot see into the mountain, which if we go down one level, we cannot see into the mountain because there's land in front of it. So that kind of makes sense. It takes a while to actually get used to the kind of view, but it kind of makes sense if you just give it a moment, and by a moment I probably mean an hour or two for you to get used to it. So there's basically just a wall up. I'm going to press shift and the comma, which brings the camera up a layer basically, and there doesn't seem to be anything else here. So there's still a little hill up here. If we again go up, it's basically showing the top of the little hill here, and this is the level 1 below, and this blue stuff is basically open space. It's basically indicating that there is something way below there, which you can't really see from up here. So if we go down one level, we can see that. We can see that there's some sort of forest going around down there, but we can't see the top. So it's really just layered down, one on top of another. So if you kind of get that, I actually want to go down to the level where my dwarves are. There they are, kind of standing around. Just do nothing at the wagon. So let's actually get started, because we want to build a settlement, don't we? So there's a whole bunch of commands here that you really shouldn't be paying that much attention to just yet. We just want to get the basics. We want to get some shelter. We want to get some a place to sleep, and we want to basically just start digging into the mountain. And we want to get some food. That's what I'm aiming for. So I'm going to press D now for designations. There we go. That brings us into this menu. And what you can see here, we can basically tell our dwarves to mine somewhere into the mountain. We can channel basically to basically make a moat around our let's say if we actually dug in here, we could basically use that water to channel it around and create a defensive line, and then you can build a bridge over it, and you can use a lever to raise or lower that bridge in case of an attack. There's a bunch of stuff like that. There's a ton of possibilities that you can do. Also, we can build stairs up and down, because there's multiple levels in the dwarf home. Human homes tend to be all flat on the same level, while dwarf homes will just go down 20-30 floors. So there's quite a difference there. Also, we can chop down trees and gather plants from the shrubs I mentioned before. And there's a bunch of fortifications, and you can basically remove your designations as well, in case you do something wrong, which I often do. And all these have a quick button, so you will kind of learn them really quickly. Again, I can basically go through this list with the num keys or the numpad, but I kind of just want to press D for mine, as that's the easiest way. Well, when I actually pressed D for mine, this started blinking. It's basically telling me don't dig there, because there will be water coming out and basically drown your dwarf. So let's not do that, eh? Let's use our little cursor again. It took me a while to get used to that being the cursor. So I'm going to press, I've basically selected the wall there, I'm going to press enter, and I'm just going to start moving my cursor around and press enter here again. And that's a bit too much. I'm going to press X for remove designation over there. I'm going to press enter there and select this area by pressing enter here again. So I've basically now told my dwarves to dig this area. And if I unpause the game by pressing the spacebar, which is a button you're often going to use if you're interested, basically the game is paused, that's why no one is moving. So I'm going to unpause it now, and you can basically see our two dwarf